welcome to Mogul State of Mind. I'm your host, Uncle Spin. And today we here with a legend in the game, period. But Fort Worth specifically, you know what I'm saying? But all around the world, man. Mr. Twisted Black, brother. Appreciate you for sitting down with us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I told you I had a surprise for you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see. I want you to pick up where I leave off. You ready?
There you go.
Now the way I came up,
okay. I was ready.
I ain't done. I see you
ready for that one.
I was taught to go and get that. Mama said that she ain't have it.
Nigga, mama meant that.
All these other kids rocking high designer clothes.
Mama changed the tag. Mine not designer clothes.
Yeah, catch me at the corner though.
Usually at the corner store.
Down on one knee.
Instead of yelling what they hitting for.
Half on 100 piece.
Me and my little partner split.
Made that 100 back quick.
Anything that's over it.
Hold on, man. Nah,
okay, you're a student. You're a student at work.
Sure. I ain't gonna lie, but that one right there. I know you got your other classics. I'm a fool with it and all that other one, but that one right there, yeah.
I say a lot though, cause I reused that with because a lot of people was telling me how that was the jam, but I was gone. I did that in prison.
Yeah.
So I reused it on that Made Guy with Uno Loso out of New Dollars on this upcoming album. So I used that whole probably at least about 8 bars of it.
Okay, big man. Shout out to my dog Loso, man.
Yeah, sure enough.
Shout out to my dog Loso, man. So let's talk about that, bro. So during your the peak of your career, somewhat is that when that's when you went down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you was on the radio with "I'm a Fool with It." That was a national hit.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened in that situation and what it felt like to kind of just see yourself ripped apart during the peak of your career.
That was tough. I mean, what happened was I ended up getting caught up on a conspiracy from 13 months prior.
Okay.
And so, they knew I wasn't selling dope at the time, you know what I mean? But they just wrote me up and put me in there, you know what I mean? And drugged me down, gave me 30. But yeah, I was at the top of my career at the time.
Yeah.
9 deals on the table, messing with D0pe out of Atlanta. But they know that. That's when they come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's speak on some of those opportunities that you missed. So at this point, I'm a Fool with It. What did it ever peak billboards or anything like that?
It did with see, that's when the game, when I left in 2006, the game was going from, I guess would be just analog or whatever to digital or whatever it was. So it was spinning everywhere. It was, number wise my biggest hit to date. And so, but I couldn't push it. I'm locked up.
Yeah.
With the motherfucker, D0pe did a good job, putting Yo Gotti on it, putting China White on it, and then, D0pe produced it. So it still did what it was supposed to. It was enough for me to be able to maintain some relevancy while I was gone, because I put out 5 albums from prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you had some of the labels at that time. You had some labels that were coming to the table, things of that sort. Can you tell me what you had on the table at that time?
Yeah, well, we had 9 deals. Some of them were artist deals, some of them were label deals, because I was messing with D0pe and End Zone Entertainment at the time. They were real hot. He had just got nominated for a Grammy, and so I wasn't taking no less than 500. For my budget, everything. But that back then you could talk them type of numbers. You ain't paying you like that now. You got to already be getting have a lot of motion, and then they'll give you a bag, but it don't make no sense to take their bag now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're already getting it.
Yeah.
Too many opportunities to get your own money.
Gotcha. And yeah, because you couldn't go nowhere during that time period and not hear that song.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was the gift and the curse. I was inside on different compounds and different units and shit, and I hear it on the radio. That shit was bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Especially when you got in China White during that time, that's around the Bia times and all of that. And
yeah.
And you got Yo Gotti, that's right when he.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he had just signed to them, TVT too.
Say that again?
He had just signed to TVT as well.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so we was actually on the same label.
So how did that come about, getting Yo Gotti on the remix?
Man, listen, I was already gone, but a shout out to James Eichelberg. He was the A&R that saw something in me and signed me. So, he just did everything he could in my absence to push that project. We was always hoping that I was going to win the trial, so he played for that. But, he did what he could.
Gotcha.
Still in touch with him to this day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so while you're locked up and your records are going crazy, tell me, are you seeing any of the profit? Or you how is that working? Like, are they sending it to you sending it to your kids? It goes to your state, or
Right.
how is that working at that
Yeah, I
time?
seen absolutely, man. I seen zero. Not a motherfucking thing. Only money from music I seen. I was on NBA. No, I was on NFL Live '07. So I seen that money, and then the independent marketing budget and the budget for the album. I got that money. But as far as like residual or streaming wasn't even a thing. I didn't get shit. Somebody got it.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, niggas. You know how we do.
Yeah, see, you want to talk about me and my sparkling water. See,
Yeah,
I'm trying.
oh yeah, this fresh sparkling water you gave me.
Yeah, it's so refreshing.
Make sure I don't promote that shit for no check. That shit right here.
Hey man, so let's rewind back. Let's go a little bit back further. So you from Fort Worth? What specific part of Fort Worth are you from?
Really all over, but I claim South Side because that's really where I cut my teeth at. Hustling and rooting with my guys that I call my family. So South Side.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so, what was growing up in Fort Worth like? Because a lot of people don't know like the gang culture in Fort Worth is damn near like being in California. Like, especially in the time you coming up in the 90s and the 80s and 90s and stuff like that.
Right.
What was it like growing up in Fort Worth?
Yeah, I could tell you that, but I just don't like how you slid 80s in there, but I'm going to just ignore it.
Okay.
I'm just going to say 90s, but you called me old and cool. But listen.
I mean, so were you born in the 80s?
Man, see, now now you always bring up old stuff. But listen.
Well, if the shoe fits, brother.
That's why I walked in here barefooted. But look, Fort Worth was just like you say, man, the gangbanging was real thick, you know what I mean? But I've never really claimed the side, you know what I mean? I come up on the south side, so it's blue, but I mess around with everybody because, I had a shop right there in Eastwood, and that's red, so I always been like a money getter. So, money is green, so, I fuck with everybody.
Yeah. But green, the only color matter on the other side of the hill.
Yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, indeed. If you ain't got that one, then, your color is blank.
Straight up.
That's
Straight
all you
up.
got. It's blank.
Man, and so growing up, you come into it, and when did you start getting into hustling? When did you jump off the porch?
As far as hustling?
Yes, sir.
Probably like 15 years old. But I came up, like my father was a street guy. So I came up doing things for him. So bagging weed, putting, taking the seeds out of pounds of weed, 6, 7 years old. I'm not bragging on that. It's just, that was just my circumstance. So he died when I was 11. So around 14, 15, I started, selling packs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so seeing being involved in your dad's enterprise at a young age.
Yeah.
How did that kind of help you when it came to your time to jump out there and start doing it?
Well, first of all, let me put this disclaimer out there. It was all bad. No kid should, be brought up seeing and doing that. So I'm not wearing that on my sleeve. But I'm gonna say it helped me for knowing business. You know what I mean? I watched him. He never tried to groom me in the game, but we kids, you watching your daddy. So certain things I remember for, not playing with people, make sure the money was straight, count the money, shit like that. So I guess those are the kind of would be the foundation of any business. So yeah. I hate to say I was a successful drug dealer, but I'm one of the ones that got to 1 million. So I ain't got it now. So yeah, it's unsuccessful. So
yeah, I mean, this is what I say. It's the tide is starting to change now. Us as a culture, we're starting to get our hands in more legitimate businesses and things of that sort. That's why you're starting to see a lot of laws changing and things of that sort. I ain't gonna get into that piece of it,
right.
But we took the circumstances that we were given,
for sure,
and we laid that foundation for people to do what they're doing now. So now you ain't got people doing that kind of stuff as much. You got a lot more entrepreneurs. So as much as we don't want to talk about it, we don't want to glorify it, at the same time, it was a stepping stone for us to build the infrastructure for the next generation.
True, very true.
You know, so and, and so how did you ultimately how did your pops pass? How did that happen?
He passed from emphysema of the lungs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like when he like it was just kind of sudden, like all in 1 year. You know what I mean? But like I said, I was a kid. I was 11 years old. But that was kind of the turn. Because before then, I was a good kid. Not to say I was a bad kid after that, but you know, I was just a lot more docile. You know what I mean? Just super laid back, real nice, and all that. After that, then I was kind of, I kind of got to my wild side.
Yeah, mad at the world.
I think looking back as an adult, then probably so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you 15, you jumping off the porch, you getting your hustle on.
Right.
Well, where do you get to the? So you said ultimately you made over $1 million in the streets.
Literally.
Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only just made over $1 million. A lot of people made over $1 million, but have you had the $1 million where you like looking at them like that's $1 million?
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about with your skull money. Yeah.
You talking about $1 million in reserve?
Yeah, that's $1 million right there. Then I'm scoring. You know what I mean? I wasn't far from it, but as far when you score because you damn near into it. But $1 million is just like a cheeseburger. As soon as you take a bite of that motherfucker, you almost done. You buy your house, buy your car, you into that motherfucker just like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made some money in the street, but the thing is a lot of people make money in the street, but how many people keep the money or do what you said, take the money and then use it as a trampoline to something else? You know what I mean? We don't usually do that.
Yeah.
Me included.
It's like they say, you can't build a house off a crack foundation. You know what I mean?
You just can't.
Yeah. And we when that money come fast, they go fast, and it's hard to appreciate it.
It is, yeah.
So from age 15 to you making over $1 million in the streets, how did that happen?
Yeah, I didn't make $1 million until I was 27.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But shit, a whole lot of crack bags. That whole lot. Then see, really what put me out of the game is I started learning how to re-brick them. And so then I was able to go hands off, and I'm still making something off each brick. You know what I mean? Because I'm breaking them down, putting them back together, and all of that. So that was the real money, to me, because even though the breakdown is always going to be the most money, but when you can go hands off and still make good money all the time, that's where I was able to see my money.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So how much would you say you was making off of re-bricking? Like off of each brick?
Each one probably maybe depending on if I had me a sucker or not, if he's from out of town or not. But normally about 2,700, off each brick. But I got multiple bricks and multiple customers,
right,
coming from out of town to get them. So it don't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but this is profit.
Yeah.
Off each one. And if they coming from out of town, I might get a nickel off of them because the work. Why are we talking about drugs?
We
You got me down this rabbit hole.
Man, it ain't a rabbit hole, but it is.
No, the feds watching.
No,
it was a long time.
This is a long time ago,
yeah,
for sure. We ain't talking about it now.
It wasn't worth it, kids. It just wasn't.
So no, but at the end of the day, what it is I'm just building the story.
I understand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So no, I'm not trying to paint you in that picture.
No, I know. But sometimes I paint myself in that picture. I have a flashback. I black out.
I feel you, because it's like I used to be very violent as well. And sometimes I flash out and get the truck. I'm like, oh damn, hold on now.
Right.
Am I turning into a YN? Hold on, let me chill. That ain't who I am no more.
No, the life over. But yeah, that was my thing though. Once I got that game, because that's the game that the Mexicans had, but the blacks didn't care about, long as we were getting a good price. But then once I got the game and started redoing them, and it worked still good, you ain't losing nothing off of it. People had a problem with black re-bricking. Man, Jose re-bricking them.
Yeah.
What's the difference? You ain't losing nothing. It's just that I know he be putting, because I'm rapping about it and shit. I put it in their face, They re-bringing them. Yeah, I saw you a big dummy, but I ain't selling dummies though. I never in my life sold a whole dummy to nobody. I ain't never did that in my life. I just be talking shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so but yeah, I'm gonna pull something off each one of them motherfuckers. That's right. This is one of my like stone cold partners. Nigga, I'm finna push and pull something off. Yeah, that's happening. Yep, true story.
So, and all this is in the past.
Yeah, that's way back, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you can't get no money off cocaine no more.
Yeah, and that, I was. Matter of fact, we can dive into that now, and then we'll get back to the man. Tell me the difference between being a drug dealer then and a drug dealer now.
You know what? To be totally honest, I'd be flogging if I could tell you that. I'd be fake.
Yeah, but just like from looking at it, like I know, like just it's like everybody doing it.
Everybody do it. The weenie got to work. Cold weenie. And see, I'm gonna tell you what led the weenie in the dope game. Marijuana.
Yeah.
Now, here it is, you done got you a box or a half a box, and you know, you trying to grind them. But the weenie, the square nigga, he got a box, his price is lower than yours, so you competing with him. You know, he one of them dudes you really could snatch his pockets off, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he in the game. So he became your peer in the game, so it's just oversaturated. And to me, if you still selling dope, I ain't no offense, but with the internet and all this shit, man, you can make more money selling T-shirts on the internet.
Yeah.
I got a partner right now, Riochi, man, Money Rio. Shout out Money Rio, man. Got home out the federal penitentiary and made $80,000 when it cashed him out of Dooley off merch.
Yeah.
Fresh out.
And see, and that's kind of the point that I was making, right? So I'm just trying to get you like it's the thing about it is back then y'all didn't have the internet. Y'all didn't have the resources that we got now.
Right, for sure.
So, you know, when I say the difference between the drug game then and the drug game now, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Just like, that's pretty much, if you wanted to make some money, and not, you know, that's what you had to do. And it was worth it.
Yeah.
Now it's like niggas is doing it for sport.
Yeah, because, you know, whatever sport that is. But now it seems like they got so many, you know, and I say it seems like because I ain't out there, they got so many different drugs that they selling. You know what I mean? Like back then, it was crack. Crack. You had heroin. You maybe some weed. You know, that was pretty much it. You know, then pills. You know what I mean? Ecstasy and stuff like that. Then you know the whole Molly thing. All that shit happened while I was gone.
Yeah.
Then ice. You know, far few and in between. You know, but again, that's the path.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So going down that path, so the when you boom, so you get to that point, boom, you doing your thing, you hustling, you getting to it, and when you get caught, you said this was 13 months before they even came to pick you up.
Yeah, I had been out the game for 13 months. I had, you know, because I had already seen that I was gonna make it in music, so I was donezo, and they knew that. So it was a little dude I was signing to my label, Zetro Perkins. And he ended up catching that conspiracy, and they seen me down there with him one time in Midland, Texas, and ran me in with him, excuse me, kind of ran me in with him on the conspiracy as the supplier. And basically, I got my time because I wouldn't tell on nobody else. Because I ain't sell I went to try. I made, you know, box it up for what it's worth. Big mistake. I should have just took the plea. They batted my ass out the park. But they wanted me to break and give somebody else up, you know what I mean? And I ain't saying that to say that I'm harder than nobody else, but that, you know, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's not. So in Midland, what happened?
Not a motherfucking thing. They made it all up. I only been in Midland that one time. I went down there with him, you know, just to show people that he was really signing to me. He wasn't lying, and, you know, bought the bar, threw money, had a good time, and that was my only time now. Them niggas got on stage, they got on the stand, talking about I was at a liquor store, I was this, they bought a half a brick of crack, and man, stop it. I hadn't seen crack in years. I'm talking about since Ice Cube now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a whole bunch of lying going on, you know, kangaroo court. They bent my ass up in there.
So you never really ever got caught with nothing?
In my life. My only thing I ever got caught with was a joint because I had a fight at a club. A joint.
You like fighting in the club, huh?
Well, I grew up fighting. Oh, you on that bullshit. That's the past. That's oh, this nigga.
We're going to touch on that in a minute.
Will we?
You want some of that sparkling water, brother?
Yeah, I better give me some sparkling water. Yes, Lord.
But yeah, so they hit you with conspiracy. They never catch you with anything. You right at the peak of blowing up. And you going through trial and you seeing all of these people, they just pretty much just cooking up lies on you and all of this stuff. How does that feel?
Man, that's one of the worst feelings in the world. And the first time I've ever been asked that. That was one to sit there and know that these motherfuckers is lying and it could cost you your life. I mean, and lying so convincingly that you had to ask yourself, like, damn, do I know this nigga? Like, I mean, just lying, bold-faced lies. And then we had conversations from some of the witnesses that was on stand, conversations from the jail phone, and the judge wouldn't even play them. They were saying stuff like, I don't know this nigga, but I'm gonna get a time cut. And the judge wouldn't even play him. He made him transcribe them so the jury can read it. But you get into the jury, they've been in this motherfucker for 3 hours. They don't want to read shit. They just want to hear what you're talking about because they falling asleep. Kangaroo court.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so, you were sentenced to 30 years?
Three
30-year sentences.
90 years. And when they first sentenced me, it was consecutive. And then my lawyer had to file for him to be ran concurrent. That's the only thing I can think about. Hit the lawyer, hey, are they going to run a CC? Because all I'm thinking about is appeal. But you can't appeal 90. How you beat that? Break that bitch down. So he broke it down to 30. Then I ended up getting first crack law in like 07. Ended up getting 3 years off then. Then in 09, I ended up getting 62 months off for the all drug minus. And then the last year, I got a year off for the First Step Act with Trump in. And I hit the bricks in 23.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so, help me understand. And see, a lot of people don't understand how the conspiracy stuff works, right? And that's how they able to get a lot of people out the way without ever catching them with nothing. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Help me understand. How can they sentence you to 90 years for something they never caught you with?
Well, what they do is they create it. First thing they want to do when they get you in a conspiracy is create a nexus, saying that whoever saying you sold this dope, we can connect you to that person. Some type of way, with some money or a phone call or something. They ain't had nothing on me, so they had this bitch named Angela Hudson, had her to go to Western Union and send me some money. Kept, a couple Western Union transactions. But I ain't know when she sent me the money because I ain't never did nothing with it, so I never picked it up. But it was enough for them to use in court. But my lawyer was like, hey, look, Your Honor, he never picked up the bread. They sent it back to her. They ain't care. Nexus was created. So the conspiracy is basically they don't have to have much evidence, just a couple people that, knowing and with it.
Yeah, and so what is it? Corroborating stories?
Something along that lines, yeah.
And so you've seen people pretty much, they getting their time cut, so they offering information on you and they love it.
Yeah, off the muscle. See, and listen, I'm going to tell everybody to listen. You probably ain't going to listen, but I'm going to tell you. Your partner, I'm talking about your uno. Not everybody, because I got my day ones right now that we ain't never been down that road. But your partner, 9 times out of 10, you sitting next to getting money with, you still selling dope. They put that heat up on them, it getting you out.
I mean, we seeing a lot of that now.
Yeah, your brother, the one that hit, your mama came out right behind your mama, behind you with your mama, he getting your ass up.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Yeah.
Your mama, the one that shitted you out, y'all get in trouble, she getting your ass up.
And mama doing this too?
Man, I done seen dudes tell on their mama. Literally.
What?
Man, yes. I had a couple episodes that I seen brothers, one at the camp, one at the motherfucking low. He yelling over the fence, you can't come to no more family reunions. True story. You can't make this shit up. Now listen, niggas is vicious, man. I seen one dude, when I first got sent, the first time I seen it, it was his brother. Man, he broke down in the day room, man, crying real tears, man. He's like, man, I can't believe my brother did that. But listen, man, if we just be realistic, if the police come to you and your partner, they come to you, they say, listen, either you're gonna do 30 years or he gonna do 30 years. What is gonna be?
I mean, at least talk to him and be like, hey, which one of us taking this 30? And I've actually been put in that situation.
Okay, okay.
Hey, which one of us gonna do this?
Yeah.
And then in that situation, we was able to have a conversation. And when we, because normally the police, they thought they had us. They normally don't let you in the same interrogation room.
Yeah, I was just about to say, y'all had already won being able to talk to
you feel me?
Yeah.
So then we was able to come up with something that ended up getting us off of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just anyway, what I'm saying, in that situation, it can at least talk.
Yeah, far few and in between. You got guys, and I'm not gonna say that we more men than the next guy, but some of us just will take our lick, and so y'all happen to be a couple of those. But to be totally honest with you, the first trick is to get you to talk. Because if you go in there and you don't say shit, and he don't say shit, then just go with what you know, go with what you got. And then you make their job a lot harder because the feds are very smart. Don't get it twisted. They got all the technology. They got, they got the radios, the walkie-talkies, the distance. They got all of that. But the main thing that they use in every single case, mostly, is people.
Well,
if ain't nobody telling you nothing, corroborating nothing, they ain't arresting you on AI, bro. It's coming from people. Yeah. People, we give them so much credit. Man, the Fed's going to be on top of that. The Fed's going to be on top of that. And they are. You can't take nothing from them. But the people put them on top of that.
Yeah.
Somebody tell them, baby mama, brought your shit on, or nigga, you played out, or even your partner. Because he done got pulled over on something that had nothing to do with you. Or a lot of time, the dude, your mule, the one that's taking stuff, they going to pull him over on the highway and offer him the deal of a lifetime. Nigga, you either going to jail or you're going to keep going with this load and take us to where you're going. Yeah. And that happens a lot.
And I'm going to be honest with you, that stuff been around
forever. Yeah.
Back in the slave days when certain group of individuals was able to come over to Africa and rob us of all, I'm not going to say rob those individuals of their resources and make them fight against each other, and then they were selling the other group.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've been doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? So.
And see, when I was a slave, I remember that saying, I'm playing. You ain't that I see how you looked at me. I said, when I was a slave, you gonna give me a serious look.
I was like, hold on.
We supposed to be brothers.
Yeah, I was like, show me the first piece of cotton you pulled, because you got over here about the 80s. Now
I made a T-shirt. It got rid of me quick. But no, you're right, man. That's how it all began, man. Betrayal. Selling your people out. And then, see, the thing is, what we don't pay no attention to is white folks study us. We don't study them. The only thing we do when we come in and be like when a nigga get some money, right? You hear it all the time. Nigga, I'm finna do it like the white folks do it. Why you just don't do it like you do it?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But they study us. You know why? So they can get in our pockets.
Facts.
They know we like, you got a nice jury kit. I complimented you on it earlier. They gonna make the motherfuckers go in and out and trick, because they know these niggas like this shit right here. So they gonna look at these pants I got on. I ain't never gonna wear these bitches again. They got so many buttons and lights on these. Like these niggas like these.
Yeah, they like the little blit. Yeah, you right. Yeah.
I just worried I ain't had shit else to put on. I'll be. but you know what I'm saying? That's what they do. No, they really study us, how we get out, and they go in and exploit. But we don't do the same with them.
Facts. That's why. They did the desegregation, because now these black stores that we was going to, now they got to compete against the white stores. They got all of the money, and then we wonder why we want to go flock over there to go get the shit that where they really don't even want us in their stores, but they take our money. You know what I mean?
They take the money.
But we got to go through it though. You know what I mean? Like we got to go through it. And one thing I say is I learned how to leverage it though. So it's like, okay, cool, and that's what life is about. I'm not gonna say a mistake, but if I do something like right doing this, how can I leverage it and use it in my favor?
Absolutely.
And yes, sir. Man, so back to your story though, brother. So they railroad you, and you in there, you sign for 90, or you get sentenced to 90.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not signed.
Hell no.
What was they offering you before?
10. Dummy.
But
like finesse 2000 say no. Man, I was gonna take the 10 though. You know, I was gonna take the 10, but my mother, you know, she was living in, and we knew it was all bull crap, and I didn't really know how the feds get out. So I'm like, man. So I asked my lawyer. I said, okay, what's the difference in me taking 10? What happens if I lose? He said, well, you can't get no more than 12 to 15. I'm like, man, run that shit. You know, because if I do 10, I ain't saying I want to do the extra 5 or whatever it is, but shit, I lost anyway because I'm at the pinnacle of my career.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up going to the box. I ain't never knew I could get nowhere close to a 30 or a 90 because I wasn't hip to relevant conduct like they use in the Fed. Ghost dope like they use in the feds. You know, this nigga say I served him 5 times. They gonna add, I served him a brick 5 times. That's 5 bricks. And they ain't seen none of the dope. So I wasn't hip to that, and the relevant conduct ran me up. They would have gave me a life sentence, but like you said, I hadn't had any more prior drug cases, so they couldn't, something like a habitual, they couldn't career criminal me, you know. But
so
crazy.
And the relative conduct, that's where they attack. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I'm still country, so.
No, me too.
That's where they connect you to things that could have happened, but they don't know for sure happened, or how to.
Now that's where one of the witnesses, right? He said, well, Black, and I give you true story, Black came down here with 2 bricks. And he just come down here with 2 bricks twice a month. Well, if it's a year investigation, they gonna give you 4 bricks per month, even though you ain't seen it. Whatever it is he say you was doing, that's what you rocking with.
Same dude that's signing to get the time off.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the day you get sentenced.
Yeah.
What's going through your head?
Well, you know, it hadn't set in, brother. When I get sentenced, the first thing I'm thinking about, I'm like, man, I'm nigga rich. I'm finna appeal this shit and beat this shit. It's gonna be bigger than ever. Because we had so many poke holes and so many of the witnesses. It's just a matter of however long it take on the appeal. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna lay down for a minute, you know, maybe a year or so, but I'm finna beat this. 17 years later, in that bitch. Yeah, so that didn't happen.
No.
Yeah.
So what kept you going while you was in there, man? Cause I guess I'm gonna be honest with you, it kind of it definitely completely different circumstances though. But you remember? Have you seen the movie The Hurricane?
Absolutely.
Kind of giving me the hurricane type.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, but with him, he had the young dude that was writing him and helping him get up. What was yours? Like, what was your thing that kept you grounded and kept you pushing while you was in there during that time that you know you didn't deserve?
Right. First of all, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, number 1. Number 2 is music. I started doing music from there. And as I was doing music from there, I just kept wanting to see the reaction of the people. And, you know, I guess my resilience, you know, like, fuck this, I ain't laying down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, shit. To be totally honest, people ask if I don't know. You just, you know, I guess self-preservation.
Yeah.
Because my first 3-4 years, I just wanted to die.
Yeah.
I wanted somebody to kill me, or I was gonna bang some heroin and lay it down because I wasn't gonna do all that time, and I wasn't gonna go out telling on nobody. So my son can go to school and they be like, "Your daddy was a rat." Talk to all that shit, you know. So no, I think music, you know, kept me going, and then the fact that I'm just fucking honorary.
Yeah. Man, so you in there, you doing the music, and you seeing your name is continue to grow even though you behind. You know what I'm saying? You locked up, things of that sort. How did you like how did that feel knowing that you building something while in there? Did it kind of make you feel like you weren't in there? You know what I mean? Or did it make the time go by faster? Or
Well, it was a pastime. you know, and you could put out, you know, I didn't really know for sure that I was building my name. I was just trying to keep it treading water, you know, because I knew once I was released, I was going to go for it. But I wasn't hip to the end. And people would tell me like, man, we know this, we heard that, you know. So, but to see it in real time is different.
Yeah.
So it was a pastime. I'm steady creating, you know, everywhere I go, you know, getting me a phone, ducking the police, and, you know, doing show, you know, playing it back on the TV, niggas listening, you know, doing video from jail and shit, you know. So I guess it kind of made, you know, as we say in prison, I was bidding off of it. That was my bid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't too much bother nobody, you know. As long as I was just getting some money, you know, hustling and doing my music.
Gotcha. And so, can you break down the recording process for your world famous June 27th freestyle?
Okay, now that one, I was still on regular phone, what we call, I had pack numbers, different pack numbers. Shout out to my Fed baby. Had like 5 different pack numbers. So soon, you know, that means you could get on the phone. You have to put this number in. I was doing that actually on the wall phone. I listened to the beat and then try to get the timing in my head and then say it a cappella. And then this amazing engineer, Jeff, at Session Works, he had like
Jeff, world famous Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff.
He would try to put me in time, you know, to the best, you know, with a time stretch program.
Gotcha.
I hated to hear it because it wasn't my natural timing. But, you know, you still made some good ones, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, you can see, even though it wasn't your natural timing, you can just feel the, you know, you can just feel the authenticity. You know,
authenticity. Yeah.
Come on, I told y'all country.
Yeah, me too.
You know, and I think even with your style and your storytelling, you know what I'm saying? That's what really made you stick out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was raw.
Yeah.
It was really raw. And, man, now I look back, you know, it was a good idea because I went through a lot just trying to do music shit. I ended up getting, you know, put on what's called D0pe, where, you know, they're going to send you. I went to 9 different compounds, 9 different prisons because they don't want you to get comfortable. They just, because they know I'm bucking. If I can get a dial tone, nigga, I'm doing the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. Then cell phones came.
Okay, it was over there.
Different process then. See, now I got the program, and I'm actually recording myself, my vocals, and sending them out.
Okay.
Raw.
Yep. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So you releasing songs from in prison, and the guards is hearing them and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm getting caught. At one time, they pull up and we call the Fed police. The SIS. Dude told me straight. He said, "Just put, hey, Burns." I'm like, "Yes, sir." He said, "Stop making videos on your cell phone." I ain't argue with him or nothing. I was like, "All right, okay." I ain't make another video, but I kept recording. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna let you stop the money now, unless you put something on my books. You ain't doing that. This is how I'm eating. So yeah, I kept doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you did 17 years in federal prison.
In 2 months. 17
years and 2 months.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So 186 months.
I never counted them in months. Is that what that equal out to?
Yeah, yes, sir.
A lot of fucking months. Flat. Then probably about 3 years and some change in shoe time.
What's shoe time?
That's 23 and 1 lockup because I was up running like 6 investigations. Every time anything going on, no bullshit. As anybody that was there with me, I'm gonna get pulled. Yeah, especially if it got something to do with Texas, they coming to get me. You in the investigation? I'm like, for what? We'll let you know. You're gonna sit back in that bitch for months, and then they'll tell you what you charged with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that became a norm.
So you was in there going through it, man.
Shit, yeah, absolutely. But after a minute, though, I told myself, I said, well, I can't get out of the situation without going through it. So let me dive in as far as I can go and master it to the best of my ability. So I became prison. Anything but fuck a boy. You ain't get no reports of that, but no offense to the ones that fuck boys. But yeah, as far as getting money, eating the best, everything they doing out here except fucking, I was doing it. You know what I mean? So
Gotcha.
I became prison so I could get out of there.
Gotcha. And while you locked up, man, what's a typical day like in the feds, and how did it change? Like, let's say your first 5 years in the feds, you doing this, and then the next 5 years, how did it change?
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the next 5 years, how did it change?
Well, say the first 5 years was, I'm just now getting to accept the politics part of it, political part of prison, because prison is very political, so it's a lot of politics that, for your survival. Then probably the next 5 years, it was about getting money, being able to send money home, and do my music and stuff like that. Shit, the last 5 years, I'm planning on getting to the crib. Yeah. Fighting, going back to court, to appeal this, appeal that. Watching the laws and watching CNN every day, Fox News. I'm on top of the politics in the world because the laws is changing. Ever changing in their favor usually, but we do get the residual inside of prison. A lot of times.
Gotcha. And so your lawyer, while you were in prison, he was able to get it for them to run the sentence CC, or was that before you was? After you was.
That was almost immediate. That was the first thing we fought. That was almost immediate.
So then,
yeah.
What all led to you ending up having to do 17 years and 2 months? You said that there was some law changes, things of this sort, and they cut pretty much 13 years off of your sentence.
10.
10.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, because you don't do the whole 30.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think I would have probably been slated to do like 25 or something like that. But I didn't have a lawyer anymore because I realized that was the trick. The lawyer just taking your money. So it was jailhouse lawyers that helped me fight, and then I learned things in there, in the law library, and staying abreast of what was coming down the pipe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if that answers the question.
A little bit.
Okay, let's get to it.
A little bit. So you learned things in the law library. You had to file some appeals and things of that sort?
All the time. I filed so many appeals that they was like, nigga, no. Now, like, it's a thing that they literally can dismiss your shit with prejudice. Like, you can't file no more.
Gotcha.
And then guess what? The only reason for not, like, these were things that I was entitled to. So they ran out of excuses because I know I was entitled to these motherfuckers, right? They started saying shit like, we know you entitled to it, but nigga, no. True story.
Yeah.
Public record. Look it up. I'm like, well, what's the reason? Well, we feel like if you was given this, you're going to do the wrong thing, blah. I'm like, basically a nigga, no.
Gotcha. So what ended up sticking to where you were able to get that time, 10 years cut off your sentence?
Well, they couldn't deviate from the time that I got. See, the crack laws changed. The drug crack and cocaine, they changed how they sentenced as a whole. So it used to be 100 to 1 when I got sentenced. Then I want to say whenever it changed down, the levels dropped. So that was for anybody. So they couldn't be like, nigga, no to you, because that's for everybody.
Gotcha.
Then around, like I said, 09 or somewhere up in there, when they did the all drug minus, that's because the white folks started getting caught up with fentanyl and the white folks drugs. So guess what? We gonna lower everything so we can take care of our white folks.
Yeah.
So, but they have to drop everybody's shit.
They couldn't make it whites only pie.
Yeah, they couldn't make it whites. So it was called all drug minus. So I got 62 months off of that. And then, as far as the last year with the First Step Act, when Trump was in office, he didn't author the bill. He just signed it. So now you're taking certain classes, good behavior, blah, 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 you're earning a certain amount of good time. And so, that's for everybody. Mm-hmm. But all of my appeals, well, it was just about me, except the very first one. And all it was giving me was the crack law. I was filing for that. They was like, nigga, no. If it's just you, we say no.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you do this 17. first, let me ask you this, man. So I just thought about it. So I watched my boy Cotton. He did an interview with Rollo, and he was talking about. Rollo said he went. What did he say? 82 and did he say 82 and 0, or did he say 82 and 5?
In what?
In prison fights.
82 and 0.
He said 82 and 0. That's what he said.
He's pretty good. He ought to be tired. It's a lot of goddamn. That nigga, he in the wrong profession. I'd like to see one of them motherfuckers. At least who you was fighting. But you know, shit. I mean, that's the story.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So, what's your record
in prison? Yeah. I'm probably about 4-1.
4-1.
Well, I ain't even gonna count the one. I'm gonna say 4.5. I got tired the second round. Yeah, you know, I ain't had no whole bunch of fights, you know what I mean? And I count the fights as the reason why my number is 4.5. Fights is, you know, actually where, you know, it's 50-50. A motherfucker, you could lose, you know, because, you know, you're getting it in. Now, I had a whole bunch of times where I just put my hands on them, you know what I mean? And yeah, we do that all the time. That ain't no fight, you know, but you got some niggas that count that as a fight. Now, a fight is when you could lose, nigga.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You still with that, scratch, you know, type shit. So, and I ain't the toughest nigga with my hands or not. Man, I'm more weaponry. You know, I'm gonna hit you with this motherfucker right here. You get the bushy, you know, first. But you know, so nah, that ain't my MO, man. I ain't really no hard fighting motherfucker. I just will fight. You know? Or you know, in prison, you know, I was more strategic. Yeah, so. I ain't the type of nigga that's gonna have nobody taking no fade from me either. Though.
So, what are some of the strategies that you use? Because doing 17 years in 2 months, make sure I put that extra 2 on there. Yes, sir.
Rough.
Yes, sir.
Now I know I'm coming.
I forgot who was I talking to. I was talking to somebody, and they was telling me all of the time. Oh, it's one of my partners. He just got out, man. He went in when he was 19, and he just got out this year. So I think he did 18 years. Oh, man, he was telling me that the last 2 months was the longest. It was the hardest time. Yeah.
But now it's setting in. You starting to make plans and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but you can't plan for this. You can't plan for the exits. I'm just telling y'all that's in there that's locked up. Yeah, try. You know, keep your plan together and you'll get close to it. But there's gonna be some unforeseen things that's gonna pop up, and man, you're going to have to really dig into your bag in order to keep pressing, because it's hard out here, nigga.
Yeah.
You hear me? It's hard for a man, so understand the women. You know what I mean? It's hard. You know what I mean? It's rough. So you can't assimilate the live action, man, from when you touch down.
Yeah.
I'm still adjusting.
And you've been out since 2023, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what are some of those strategies that you would use but being in prison for 17 years and 2 months and only having 5 fights, still full fight.
Right.
What are some of the strategies that would you use? Like, take us into Twisted Black's mindset.
Well, first of all, number one is I'm not a victim. You know what I mean? I ain't no prey. Motherfuckers ain't looking. Let me tell you something about niggas. See, very few niggas want to fight. Like, you're a nice size man. A nigga your size, y'all usually don't even get into it. You know why? Because somebody got to lose. You know, it got to really be something and y'all getting into it. But my size, you'll catch a nigga your size and like, nigga, I'll get directly on your ass. You know? And I'm like, you know, I'm going to get y'all. But the thing is, I'm not prey. I've never been a victim. And so I guess you could say I'm not an easy win. So, and not only that, to answer your question, my strategy has always been money. Get some money. You get you some, you know, money will just make everything fluffier. You know what I'm saying? The niggas that's around me, we eating. So the chances of you eating me is slim, buddy. You got to get through the onion to get to the core. I'm in that bitch holding the bankroll. Fuck you, nigga. So, you know, but to be totally honest, man, you know, I'm older too, you know, and then I got a pretty good, very good reputation in streets and prison. So not just for fighting, but just, you know, being solid. So I ain't just a guy that motherfuckers up, you know, I want to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, if you did, then, you know, pack a lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay, got you, man. So
yeah.
That final 2 months is up.
Yeah.
Twisted Black home.
Yeah.
17 years, 2 months later, man.
Hell yeah. Felt like I was in the Jetsons. First time I got in the car leaving the prison,
yeah,
man, I felt like I felt like she was going too fast. I'm like, I'm all back here and shit. Feel like the car's coming quicker, you know.
Yeah,
you know, because they take you out of society for that long, man, and then just drop you back out. That's why I say to anybody that's getting out of prison, man, take the halfway house, because stepping back into the street. The halfway house helped me to gain a certain amount of discipline. Like, I don't really go out, you know what I mean? I don't have a need to, you know. I'm just really trying to prove that I can win, you know what I mean? Because, you know, being gone 17 years, you know you can lose.
yeah.
So that's all I'm interested in, winning, the win. And this sparkling water over here.
So man, you come out of Legends, and you like, okay, it's time to get going. It's time to get going, man. And you've been keeping your foot on their necks since you've been home.
Thank you.
And I want to talk, man, about, you know, first let's talk about that your viral freestyle, or it's a song actually, where you were talking about the Fort Worth scene and you were using actual rappers, and then people was talking about, oh, you saying Lil Ronnie got killed by the cartel and this and this and this. Man, what made you come up with that concept? And then what were your thoughts when people took it and started saying what they were saying? So this is your first experience of seeing the effects and how the internet works.
Fucked me up.
Okay.
Yeah, that hurt me. And then I'm gonna tell you who got me straight, D0pe.
Okay.
Yeah, D0pe. He called me. So I was talking to him like, "Now you really bothered?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he had me come see him. So I went up to the station. We talked around, talked a little bit, and he said, "Listen, stay away from the comments." He said, "Because if you live by the cheers, you'll die by the booze."
Mm.
In other words, when it's all good, you'll be cool, you know, and then when it's not all good, then it's gonna flat with you. But the thing is I've always been a storyteller.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. I was like, dang, y'all know I always, you know, I put the shit together to make you, you know, to make it real vivid and make you can almost touch it. So what's different now, except that it happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Similar to what I was saying, but like, nigga, I ain't never told nobody business or put nobody out there. So, you know, there's nothing you could do about people making comments, but a couple of them, when they got too vicious, I had to address them.
I feel you.
But I didn't address them in the comments. I addressed them, you know.
Okay, got you. So these are people you really know.
I didn't know them at all. They didn't know me for real. You know what I mean?
But I'm guessing these are notable people or whatever.
Well, they were real people. They weren't fake pages. You know, see, because I'm okay with you saying whatever you say. Just don't say I'm a homosexual and don't say that I'm a rat. Yeah. If you do those things, then I'm going, well, then, because I'm hip now. But no, just don't fucking say that. But I'm going to address you on those things. Like, what, you know, why would you say that?
Yeah, and you know, because hip hop hasn't changed since when you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The storytelling and stuff like that. That's why I was refreshing here.
Right.
But the storytelling ain't storytelling no more.
Right.
Only story niggas got to tell now is how many bitches they fucking, how much money they making, right, and what drugs they taking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, true indeed. You know?
So when you seeing that transition to hip hop, you know what I mean, and you seeing the response that you getting from it, with how are you feeling at that moment? Just like the still current state of hip hop.
Well, are you talking about just that song in particular, or just the current state of it?
Just period. So you coming out, and you're doing what rap is supposed to be. You're doing your storytelling, but you're seeing that it's a completely different game now.
Right.
How did you absorb that, and then did you make any adjustments? Did you learn anything from it, or?
Yeah, you because anything that's not changing is basically evaporating. You know, so I didn't adopt these guys, the newer younger guys' style or how they're going now, but I still had to take what I do, my storytelling, and then change the format, you know, and double time that bitch a little bit to where, you know, I could still get in their ear. See, 'cause they don't want to hear the long, draggy shit because the attention span is too short. So you got to double time it and slide up in there. You know, I mean, then once you hook them, then you know every now and then I twisted black them like on that one. That's called My Little Nigga.
Yeah.
And so you talk that shit. You know, it never gets old, especially when they know that you come from that cloth. You cut from that cloth.
Yeah.
So that's just my belief. So I just kind of, I don't know, man. I'm cutting my own lane. There ain't no script to it. You know what I mean? Just glad to be relevant.
Yeah. For sure. And so did any of the artist names that you mentioned in that song, did any of them reach out to you?
Yeah, I talked to all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked to all of them. You know, before I even put it out, I'm like, hey, I did this song. You know, everybody was cool with it because they know I talk my shit and tell a story.
Yeah.
You know, if they wasn't cool with it, they never told me that. You know what I mean? So but after it started to kind of, you know, like you say, take that left, then you kind of hear some murmurs like, oh man, that nigga probably shouldn't have said that. Then, you know, you have to double down like, I say what the fuck I want to say. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, now if the guys that I'm talking about in this story ain't offended, then nobody should be offended.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I felt about it. Because at some point you got to draw your hard line. Like, hey man, this how I do what I do and you do you.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the current state of Fort Worth hip hop versus when you first popped off with I'm a Fool with it, what are you seeing of the major differences?
The beef. Like back, you know, before I left, there was a few of us doing it and making some noise, but we ain't had no problems with each other. You know what I mean? It was like, you want to do a song? Yeah, let's do a song. We'll do a show? Yeah, let's do a show. It was all one conglomerate push. Now it's so many different pockets of people, and it's not the quantity, it's the fucking way you feel about each other. Like, oh, fuck that nigga, that whole ass nigga got a scar on his face. What the fuck I do to you?
Yeah.
To where you see I got the most motion, so why not? See, everybody want to drive. See, nigga, we can go to the same place and just put me in the back seat. Just make sure I got an air conditioning vent, so I ain't got to be hot back here. You can drive, but take me to the promised land. But they ain't thinking like that because all of them want to be the man. You dig what I'm saying? So either you gonna pick a fight with me, you know, beefing with me, or you done tried to build a case on me, or I ain't a good person, whatever. I don't know. Instead of saying, you know what, shit, Black got the hot hand, just like Johnny Damn D. This man got the #1 song in the country, #1 dance. They doing it all in Japan. And why the city ain't supporting Johnny Damn D? It don't make sense. Oh, that nigga be dancing. The fuck that mean?
Yeah. And you know, that's been a curse of Dallas Fort Worth for years. I mean, even during the boogie movement.
Right.
Wasn't claiming it. And guess who took it? California took it and ran with it, and
so did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So did.
Why do you think that's our mindset?
Jim Crow. Go way back, man.
Okay, yeah, for sure. We talked about that. Yeah. And so I want to ask you, Stu, since we on the Fort Worth scene, right? You know, Charleston White.
Okay.
So I know there's been a situation where, what exactly did happen with you and him or something? He was trying to get you sent back to jail or something like that? Or
Charleston White, man, I've never, met him in person and nothing like that. So that's just what, I had to figure out. All that shit was new to me. To jump on the internet, you talking bad about me, I'm like, what the fuck is this? But after a minute, you get, you learn that this is just how it go, and that's just what he do for a living. Like,
gotcha.
If I seen him today, I probably wouldn't have no problem with him. That's what you do.
So you ain't taking it personally. You just like, it is what it is.
Nah, I couldn't. I could never. I'm a gangster, man. I could never take what you say personal.
Yeah.
It's too much to do in the day to be worried about what a nigga say.
Yeah. So what sparked it?
I don't know. Just up one day and I was his victim. I was in prison. But what happened, I'll tell you what lit it, is my son, responded, as a young adult. He's like, nigga, basically, what the fuck you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. I was talking about my papa. And then he went back and forth with my son, and then I became one of his arch enemies then. But right now, man, I understand the game.
Yeah.
Do what you do, say what you say, and I'm going to do what I do and keep it pushing.
Gotcha. So that ain't nothing like they try to make it seem like it was.
No, not to me.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah,
just some internet shit.
that's all it's ever been.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't get involved in internet shit. I ain't going. You can say what you want to say. I ain't gonna say nothing back on no internet.
I feel you.
Period.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Cause and so now I know another situation with Shaq. So I saw you brought Shaq down here, down to Fort Worth for a video shoot.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, how did that connection happen?
Man, me working and Shaq seeing that I was working and, reached out, and heard one of my songs, like, man, let me get a 16. And he jumped on it, and the rest been history. We've been talking like LinkedIn ever since. We got the little Shaq piece, and,
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, because I see the DDM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is that so? Are you signed to Shaq or?
No. He just bagged my play. Just a homie of mine. Just really, Shaq don't even want to. People don't understand. He don't even want to be in the music business. There's not enough money and it's too much work. But Shaq one of the ones that root for the underdog.
Gotcha.
So if he see you trying to get it, he just might reach out.
Gotcha.
So that's all it was.
And so when he pull up, when he hitting you up, and he talking about pulling up, is you thinking like, yeah, he really finna pull up? And
the fuck me up. The first time he FaceTimed me, I was at a boxing match. I'm in the first row of a boxing match, and he FaceTimed me. I'm like, wait a minute. My mouth wide open.
Yeah.
I said, nigga, I'm fanned out. Like a little bit. I need a moment. So, but he, when he was talking about coming to the hood, I was like, nah, you might want to, let's do it in a studio or something. He was like, nah, I'm coming to your hood. And so he doubled down on that. That's what we did. And, we had it was an epic time for my city and my career, and just one of them things you can't take back. No matter what they say, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it speaks a lot to you and your respect in the city, to where you can bring them down there, do that, and everything. And I ain't hear nothing about nothing happening. Nothing.
It wasn't nothing, but I give all glory to God on that. You know what I mean? At the same time, it was some. We have our own. We have our own security as well, streets, and so it was too many people that wanted to see it happen and go off the right way. Than it was people hating. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can pull up with that bullshit, but we're gonna flush you fast, and ain't nobody gonna know it. So that's kind of how it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what can we expect as far as from you and Shaq going forward into the future? It's
no telling, because it'll be 3 a.m. like the other day. He'd just pop up and send me a song, write a verse to this. What are we talking about? Like, he talking about spaceships and fucking boats and something like. Yeah, of course, nigga. So let me just jump on it and do it, because I don't know what to expect from him. Like, I'm coming down there. I want to see you. All right, fuck it, let's do it. Whatever you say you want to do, nigga, I'm gonna write a verse to it. So I don't know what to expect from it, but he's just one of them people that's silently pushing me. So eventually I'm gonna get there, because he got some tall shoulders, brother.
Yeah. You was slick talking ass.
Yes, Lord. Boy, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I gotta turn my shit all the way up.
Yeah, turn it up. And see, listen, this ain't me blowing my horn, but everybody talks street shit. And I told him in this rap that the one on Made Guy with Uno Loso, I think it might be that, but no, it ain't even that one. But at the same time, excuse me. I'll say the same things they say, but I make it feel different.
Well, for sure.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
I was doing an interview, and I was talking with a A&R that's transitioned from hip hop to R&B, and I was like, see, that's the thing about it. It ain't about what you do; it's how you do it. It's all about the delivery. You can have a rapper say the same thing an R&B nigga say, but the R&B nigga gonna look that completely different. Like, for instance, a rapper gonna say, when we talk about wanting to fuck, rapper gonna say, I want to fuck you. R&B nigga gonna say, take your panties off, or whatever. He gonna say it's the same shit, but both of them get looked at differently.
Different, yeah, for sure.
All right, back to the interview, my bad.
No, you good, you good.
Don't get me to preaching this motherfucker. But so I know you got an album coming out.
Right.
You said it's 817-214, huh?
817-214.
Okay. So I know the significance of that.
Okay.
But for the people out there, can you explain the significance of that title?
817-214. Actually, the title happened on the first song. The first song I did in there, I was back in a hot studio with 214 Tony and Loso. Had to take my shirt off, wrap it around my head.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm back in the trenches. That's the video on for the drive. That's what it's, back in the trenches. And then I said, well, I'm 817. I represent, that's our area code, Fort Worth.
Yes,
and
sir.
214 is Dallas area code. So I'm gonna do this project with I'm gonna show y'all a lot of love. And they've been showing me a lot of love. So right now I got Matt K, I got Uno Loso, I got Boss Bugatti out of Fort Worth. I got Tory G out of Fort Worth. I just laid one down night before last for Amir, so hopefully we get that done. Me and Montana 700, we've been missing each other, but we got one in the works. I was trying to get it on this album as well, too, But yeah, just rocking with them, because usually I just rock in Fort Worth. You know what I mean? And have big features. I got BG on this album,
Okay.
I got 7 Degrade on this album.
Okay.
Charlie Boy on this album. But it's just, 817, instead of including everybody in 817, it's just me and mine. And we rocking with y'all. So that's the significance of it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. I mean,
D0pe.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we ain't, Dallas Fort Worth ain't been linked in
long time.
Yeah.
Since I last linked it. Yeah, that was my word. Yeah, so that was me talking slick again.
Yeah, I pick it up on what you put down.
Okay.
And so your current situation as far as to your current, are you signed to a label? You independent?
Independent.
Gotcha.
I distribute through Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, so more music and GT Digital. So really for me at this stage of the game, being older, being an OG rapping and still having some relevance, so it's about the most money. So I could, if I was younger, I could have signed a deal. I could sign a deal now, but what's the sense in me taking, pennies on the dollar for quick money when if I could just make it to the end of the year, I'm gonna make that anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for the younger guys that ain't really having it like that, you offer them $100,000, $80,000, they at it.
Yeah.
Because that's life-changing money. You pretty much for anybody, you know what I mean? Unless you making $10,000 a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, independent.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, man, definitely looking forward to that album, brother.
Absolutely.
Now I got to touch on it. Everybody want to know.
What?
Man, what's the deal with this? You at the strip club fighting, brother?
Man, it was a unfortunate situation because I don't even go to strip clubs. I was just there with my little brother celebrating, and then it was just a little tennis shoe scuffle, in and out like a robbery. No harm, no foul.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, you slick as hell. And so, what happened in the situation? Like, where did it stem from?
That's kind of, it depends on who you asking.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, indeed. But I really like to be totally honest to that magnitude. I can't even answer it. I don't know, man. It was just unfortunate. And I don't know really how it got to that level to where, we got to get physical at this stage and this age. But it did, and it was out quick. And yeah, hopefully that's the end of that.
Gotcha. So did you know the dude before that night?
Yeah, I did.
How'd you know him?
Through music, rapping, and stuff like that. We used to kind of, mess around. He's a good rapper, you know what I mean? It's hard to say, brother, where the wires got crossed. Sometimes you outgrow people, and I guess we outgrew each other. And for me, shit, we can coexist, and we just don't have to mess with each other. But for him, I guess, that particular...
There's some animosity.
Well, I can't speak for him.
Right.
But, it came across like that, So he said a couple words, and, we got into a little shoving match, and, it was out like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So while you in this fight, what is going through your head? You like, I knew I should have stayed my old.
No, for real. Hey, listen, and I have been drinking since 6:30, right?
Oh, Lord.
So it's 3:22 in the morning. So by the time I turn around and you right there, I'm like, nigga, what you on? Like, so you know we on right there. I'm like, really? But you know, we there.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, you know, I'm embarrassed, you know what I mean, that, you know, I'm even seen in that light because I try real hard to change my image to, you know, just music and learn my lesson and tell the kids don't do this and that, you know what I mean? Then I'm in a fucking strip club squabbling, you know. But
I mean, but from seeing the video, it ain't look like you really had no other option. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I
because
did.
was you trying to walk out?
No, I was going to get some ones. As soon as I turned around, Buddy was right there. And then, I've been, street and then prison. You in my space, and then that ain't what look like. So yeah, I didn't have much of a choice at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you regret it. If you could have did anything different, what would you have done?
Took off faster.
Took off where?
Faster.
Okay, in the chair.
Yeah, faster. Because I gave it a split second. Because I'm like, really? And then I took off faster. But I wish it never happened.
Yeah.
That's the true story. I wish it never happened. You know what I mean? Because I don't want no beef with nobody. I don't want no ops or none of that. You know what I mean? But sometimes battles happen, and if I could critique the battle, I just wish I would have took off faster.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so, if y'all had a conversation since or nothing, or you just kind of letting it play how it play?
Yeah, it ain't nothing to talk about at this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, man, as we were going through this interview and I was touching on your earlier story, I missed one piece. And I know you spoke on it plenty of times, but you haven't spoken on it on this channel.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, as far as the shotgun shot to the face.
Right.
Tell me about that story.
I can only tell you what I know,
Yes, sir.
because all the details never really came out. But somebody lured me somewhere, female, and it was a setup. I had a hit on me. They carried it out and wasn't able to finish. Actually, the person that saved my life is sitting over there in that polo hat back there. That's my best friend since we was in the second grade. He came charging at the dude to get the second shot up off me because he had already shot me in the back of the head, came on my neck, and he was standing over me to shoot again, and he charged him in the car and got him up off me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Yeah. So
street shit.
Yeah, I feel you. We gonna go. I ain't gonna let you make it on that. So we gonna need this story. You know what I'm saying? So, so you get hit up. Somebody asks you to come. What? She trying to give you some coochie? Or?
Well, what it was, I had been ducking the bitch for about 6 months. Yeah. But she was friends with one of my good friends' girlfriend, and so he was getting sentenced, going to prison for 6 years. And so he was like, man, come have some drinks with me. Me and baby, we're at this place. And this chick, he wanted to meet you. I'm like, man, I'm ducking that broad. But, it's my guy. So I go up there. And this particular, so I'm going to go and take her down and walk out with her. You know what I mean? My spidey sisters have been telling me, first of all, you ain't my type. Yeah. You know what I mean? I should have always listened to your instincts.
Thanks. Because
it was a setup.
So was your partner involved in it, or it was just something she did? She
was actually, if I'm correct, kin to the guys or something that was paying the money or something like that. And but I don't think she knew they was finna hit me though. She, I think he lured her saying I owed him some money or something, some weak shit like that. Because what happened is she really gave it up because I'm leaned down in the car like this, talking to her, I'm outside the window, and when the dude walked up behind me, I seen her do this. And when she did that, that's what made me turn like that. I actually got a chance to stand up, but it was too late because the barrel was in my face then. I just had to,
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I remember. He probably remembered more than me, shit. I was drunk that night too.
Yeah. So you don't need to drink no more.
Man, I don't drink in public for real.
Yeah,
I really do not drink it. Anybody tell you that, you may see me have a shot or something, That's why, like, the strip club incident, it was pure innocent. It was my little brother's, and, we was doing like a little bachelor thing for him. So we rented a Sprinter. We got a box of liquor in the car. And, we just having a good time because I don't go to places like that. Not that nothing against there, but if I'm pulling up to a strip club, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I ain't in there to see ass and shit. I can watch it on TV or just call somebody over if I'm on that type of time. But I ain't out like that because I was one of the ones that used to be getting niggas at the strip club. You know, I didn't see it at all. So sometimes when you step down in class, man, you'll get caught there or get outside your lane, you fuck up your car. That's that slick shit.
You know it was coming.
You funny.
Man, so back to this situation though. So this happens. How did you find out that you had a hit on? Is this just the streets talking?
Right there. No, hell no. I'd have put that shit out. If I'd have known I had a hit on me, I tried to put it out before it got to me.
Yeah.
But after it happened, then just kind of word of mouth. We thought it was a whole bunch of other different players, you know. But somebody worked clean.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so what did you do do you know what you did to get that hit put on you?
Yeah, a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, like I was just like I ain't like rob nobody or do nobody nothing to where a certain motor scooter gonna do me that. But it was really war at the time. You know what I mean? It was a big war in Fort Worth, and I was on the opposite side. But I was a hitter, so they was like, take him down. Get his ass out the way, because he will
Right.
he will play for pay. So that's what happened. Man, you just karma. If you do bad shit gonna happen. So just do good shit so good shit can happen.
Gotcha.
Because you don't want one of these bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what was some of the damage that happened? So you ended up losing a piece of your jaw? Or?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I got shot right here. I was blessed because I was able to kind of turn and, it was a slug. So I was paralyzed for 6 months on my left side. And now all of that came back slowly but surely. Outside of, being jet black with smooth skin and could fight, fuck my face up. You know what I'm saying? So, but God is good. So because I doubled down on mine. Because a lot of people get to that fork in the road, because when somebody fuck your face up, yeah. Especially if you wasn't already, just no bad looking motor scooter, that right there it weigh on your psyche.
Yeah.
So either you're going to delve into it or you're going to kind of, walk in the room and turn your head. Because you see people do it all the time. But I'm going to walk in and stare you straight in your shit. And when I catch you looking, I'll be like, that's just a little war wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, what was the first time that you actually saw it? Like when you was in the hospital, did your partner took you to the hospital and you saw it, or did you see it like in the car ride on the way there, or what?
No, I was in ambulance. I was dying in ambulance. I was fucked up. I mean, I was hit, arteries split and everything. They Frankenstein me. They took shit out of my thigh, out of my nerves. So when I finally really seen it, it was me and my mother because I'm my only child, and she kept, she used to put this bandage on it, and so I paid $122,000 for surgery back then. It was supposed to be not it was cosmetic surgery, right? So I paid 122 bands just to look like this. I'm like, I need my money back. This shit ain't work. But when I first saw it, she unwrapped it one time, we were in the bathroom, and I looked, I'm like, oh shit. No, I'm take that lie back. I was in the hospital. This is after I paid the bread. And he's like, yeah, it's going to come back right here, and then that's going to come back. And I'm looking at the mirror like, oh, I'm finna kill this nigga. Oh, somebody got to die. I'm like, thank you. I'm finna fuck somebody up. Y'all done turned me into a monster. You know what I mean? But I tell you, at the end of the day, my mother, who was a very strong woman she was, she told me, she said, this is you.
No.
This is you. So you take it, and that's what I did. Twisted Black, Scarred for Life Records, One Good Side, all that. Now I turned it into a bankroll. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see it. You know what I'm saying? I have to look directly at this motherfucker to see it. Like, it's just so me. I don't even see it.
No.
Yeah.
And so when they hit you with it, and then you said your partner, he hits him with the car.
He tried to hit him in the car. He just laid down in the seat and floored that bitch. to get the nigga up off me. So when he come up off me, that was enough time. You know, now, you know, everybody kind of looking around. I'm assuming I wasn't there at that point, but, you know, it was enough to run him. Now he jump in the car, you know, he got to go.
Yeah.
And then get the fatal shot off, you know.
And so did they ever catch who did it? Okay.
Yeah, so the final shot, they didn't get the final shot off. Yeah, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so what are you thinking this time when this happens? You just thinking what? You like, did you pass out or they what?
I remember he started crying. And he said, "Bitch, you better not die on me." And then I thought somebody had hit me with a bat or something, so I'm trying to get up and fight. And he said, "Lay down, they shot you in the back of the head." And I remember turning my head this way, and I could see the blood coming out. And I just prayed. I said, "God, if you ever been with me, be with me now."
Yeah.
And then I don't know if I passed out then. I remember waking up. I remember in the ambulance. I remember they was losing my vitals, and then because I was paralyzed, so I couldn't move this side, or I couldn't one of the fucking sides. But however, I ended up throwing the other arm, and it popped back up. I remember that, but I don't think I passed out though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, they had to give me the anesthesia. They had to hit me with that twice. I'm like, hell no, if I go to sleep, it coming. They ain't gonna get me, you know. But no, so yeah. But it was a traumatic experience, but that's life, man. You know, life just deals you some curveballs sometimes.
No.
Yeah.
So man, now we done with all the old stuff. Now fast forward now. Before we wrap this thing up, brother, give me one thing. First, give me what can we expect from the legend Twisted Black coming up here in the near future, and then what's one thing you want to leave the people with?
Okay, you can expect for me to, if God says the same, Tori G, female artist, Lil Sick, my son, Twisted Black son. I'm trying to push them, you know, I'm trying to have a dynasty here, and whoever come on with it, you know, have some of the best music coming out of America, the world, you know what I mean? But if I could leave anybody with anything, just know I just want a whole lot of left alone and do my music and let my old ass keep doing what I do. I ain't gonna bother you, don't bother me. If you either root for me or I hope you do, you know, but give it a listen and you might like it. If you don't, then man, just get on out the way. You know? But I will not allow anybody to stop me from doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna run over you. That's gonna happen.
I can respect it.
Yeah.
Right, brother. As you can tell from how we kicked off this interview, brother, much appreciation and much respect. I appreciate you for sitting down, sharing your intellectual property and your story with us, brother.
I had a good time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Be blessed, man. I wish you nothing but blessings, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And this Twisted Black, Fort Worth finest representing Texas. I just sat down with Mogul State of Mind. I want to tell you right now, the Mogul continues. This is happening.